Well, Clash of Champions didn't necessarily give us the results we expected, but maybe they're playing some long con game, getting ready to go against AEW. I definitely think that was the choice in the Randy. We all thought Randy was going to win on Sunday, myself included, and it didn't happen mainly because Randy versus Brock has been done. Kofi versus Brock is all new. That got me excited. Even though I don't want to see Brock with the title, it's something different. It shows that they're taking AEW seriously and trying to do something else. Speaking of that, let's mark out together.
We are going to watch Battlegrounds, drink some Diet Pepsis, and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the?
The longest-running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
Welcome to episode number 435 of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. This is Smackdown. Only two more after tonight as we shut it down on Tuesdays, heading toward Wednesdays. Gonna close it down with me is the guy that closes down every show this podcast network.
Whoa.
That is the bionic one you hear. Brian, what's up, buddy?
No. Hello. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. No, you are closing down shop, okay? The show, Smackdown, is moving to Fridays because they said they don't want you covering it on Tuesdays anymore. So they're like, you know what? We're going to try to get away from him.
I'm not surprised. I make everybody on their program look bad, so I'm not surprised. I keep calling these things. Believe it or not.
Don't say that.
Believe it or not. I mean, check the tape, Brian. I got a good track record. We're going to have some fun tonight. You know that, Brian?
How so?
Well, we're going to play our normal You Good with Smackdown, but then we're going to do awards. We're going to get a caller on the line to join us for that, and he's got some special trivia. So,
really?
Yeah, we're going to play trivia. We haven't played trivia in a long time, so I'm very excited for that.
Okay.
But before we do all of that, who's with us on the board, Brian?
Let's see. We got Show GC, of course. We got Bang Bus GM. We got DP, Iron Meds, Rocky Patel, Sealer Stout. Did I say Daniel Price? I did say Daniel Price. Justin. Got Justin fucking Reside.
Mika Meach.
Mika Meach? No way. Where?
Yeah, Mika Meach just came in.
Hell yeah. Okay. What's up, everybody?
And Stike says, hell yeah, trivia returns. Well, trivia returns courtesy of our guest caller.
Why is my chair so low? What the fuck?
I don't know. I think it's gravity.
No. You are sabotaging the studio.
While you fix your chair, let's do this.
You good?
You good? You good? You good?
You good?
So it looks like a slow night, Brian.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Slow how?
Not because there's only 7 topics.
It wasn't a bad show.
No, it wasn't a bad show. That's why it's only 7 here, because they went back to certain things. A lot of things got multiple segments tonight. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, we saw a lot going back and forth, if you will. On the whole, a story was told much like it was last night. I saw earlier on the board, I think it was Berto, Double G Gaming. He might have left by now. But before we went on air, he was saying that the last 2 episodes are very good. They were scripted. Tonight was, I think, better than last night because it tackled a bunch of different stories. Last night was all about Fiend the whole way.
No, well, last night was
Tonight
also
was about a lot of stories, Brian.
To me, last night was about the New York Jets getting their dick stomped on.
Yeah. By the way, for those that don't know, Brian is a Jets fan. That's why he wasn't here last night. He wanted to watch them lose to the Browns.
And because of our upcoming schedule that's been kind of changing and fluctuating. So, and I stayed home and watched the Jets, and that was fucking awful.
It was not a good choice.
Yeah. No, sorry.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, poor Jets, DP says on the board.
Yeah, sorry.
So this is a wrestling show, not this. So we're going to play You Good. If you don't have anything nice to say, Brian, just say I'm good, and we'll move on.
Okay.
Going to start New Day 6-man tag against Fuck the Revival. I'm just going to break a little kayfabe here. Anaconda Vice is texting me, why is Randy fighting Kofi again? And I said it's just a couple weeks until Brock fights Kofi and takes the title from him, probably on the premiere. And then right then and there, after the match, that's what happens. Cue Brock, cue Heyman. We're going to fight 10-4. The premiere.
Okay. I mean, I have no
Get it
problem
out
with
of the
them
way.
setting this up. Like you said, they're just kind of – I don't want to say they're going back and retreading. Maybe they're just continuing this story.
Well,
you could say that. You could spin zone it. Huh?
Spin zone it, but, I mean, let's just be honest. If Brock shows up on the premiere without any promotion tied to it, no extra people are going to tune in.
No.
By promoting it now, I'm sure we're going to see – we've seen it all over Fox during football, by the way. I'm sure we're going to see Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar being promoted this Sunday on the Fox games.
Well, plus Brock was
As
a
the
former
premiere.
NFL player, technically, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, he got cut by the Vikings and the Bucks.
Number
Great.
69.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Sable's number 69 now.
Yeah.
I like where this is going just because, I mean, Brock has not fought Kofi, not in a feud. I'm sure they've had a match somewhere or an exchange somewhere. But,
Are you sure about that?
yeah.
That sounds wrong to me.
What would they have fought over, Brian?
I don't know, but that sounds wrong.
Brock was main event long before Kofi debuted. So, what sounds wrong?
I don't know. It just seems like they would have crossed paths at some point, but I guess not.
What I want to talk about, Brian, here for a second that I think is going to get lost on most people here is by Kofi sending Big E and Xavier out while the announcers made it think like it was suicide.
Yeah.
It protects them.
Protects who?
Kofi and Xavier. I mean, Big E and Xavier. It protects them because normally you have somebody like Braun just destroy a tag team for no
Right.
reason, or Roman destroy a tag team. Here, they got to walk away.
Well, but that was also Kofi's.
I know, but I'm saying
Kofi's
it.
doing. He's
No. I'm commending it.
Yeah.
I like the angle, Brian.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm fully aware of what they were doing.
Right.
But don't
Yeah.
you think this is a good way instead of having Brock demolish them?
Right. Plus, it makes Kofi look brave as fuck. Right. He's standing up to the beast.
Right. And you have somewhere to go. If you have here tonight as this feud is starting, Brock kills all three of them. Where's the build? Now the build is maybe 3-on-1, or maybe they make Brock look very strong. What's the board say?
Well, Bangbless is correcting us. He says Bangbless. Kofi fought Lesnar 4 years ago. It was on the WWE Network.
Okay, for anything, was it a feud? I
don't-
know they fought. Check the tape of what I just said. Nobody ever fucking listens to me. I said I'm sure they fought. Did they have a feud for a championship?
Well, it was at a Japanese house
Any
show.
kind of? Oh, it was a Japanese house show.
Yeah, probably before a little Ribera trip or something. No, so they did have a match against each other, right?
I'm sure they had a match. Was it a
I get what
story
you're saying.
program?
It probably wasn't
Yeah,
a big old.
I'm sure they
fucking
fought
angle.
at fucking Concord on a house show or some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm talking like was there a storyline going through this, or was this just a match?
Yeah. People are giving me shit about the Jets. Well, not giving me shit, but
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the fact that they suck speaks for itself.
Sam Darno, yeah.
It was a Japan house show, no feud. Mika Meach confirmed.
Right,
So,
exactly.
Again,
See?
no feud. They just had a match.
Sure.
So this is not a retread, and that was 4 fucking years ago.
No. So how many weeks we have? What, 2 weeks? Not
Yeah.
even
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next week is the last Tuesday Smackdown, Brian.
It's cool that Brock is wrestling
Tuesdays
on a
are
SmackDown.
shut down next week.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, you're shutting him down. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm a little disappointed that you would have a show canceled. But the ship must go on. So.
Good. Next up, let's talk about Bossy Hug back together again.
Mm-hmm. You like the backstage promo? Interview, rather?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I'm torn between it. I like the message of it. I don't like the delivery. She is the only one of 2 women who could say they were in a Hell in a Cell before, Brian.
Yeah.
So I like her going, she's never been in one, like using that cocky swagger.
Yeah, I like it.
But so I like the message. Just, I don't know, was the delivery felt weird. Like, I don't know if
because
she
of
was
Sasha or because of Bailey?
both. Like I felt they were scripted and they shouldn't have been.
I see what you're saying.
And it didn't feel natural because they were saying lines that somebody else gave them. That's the feeling I got.
For me, it kind
Again,
of
I
felt,
like the message.
Yeah, I liked what Sasha was saying, but just with Bailey just there smiling and kind of just giddy, like it just kind of ruins it, like what Sasha's saying. I don't know, or not ruins it, but it takes away from what like how serious she actually is being as this fucking like this like monster heel. Like,
told
she's supposed
you
to be cocky and arrogant, and then just having Bailey just all kind of like giddy and
what they need to do.
cheerful
We
looking.
talked about this last night without you, Brian. I'm going to pitch this to you. You tell me how gold this idea is.
What's that?
Take the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Yeah.
Make them black, white, and gray.
Okay.
Give them frowns.
Bullshit. I said
Wait,
that.
wait.
Check the fucking tape.
No. That I remember you said that.
Yeah.
Now I took your idea one step further. Keep all her merch the same, but make it goth colors.
Goth colors.
Instead of all bright neons that it is now,
Yeah.
make it darker, like grays and blacks and stuff like that, and make it be dark for a little bit. Everybody would buy it, and then she can go back if she wants.
What if she does like the Sting face paint with like the sad frown,
Yeah, dude, look,
frowny face?
it worked for Sting.
Right? It worked for Sting. It'll work for Bailey.
So later on, we have a match that Brian thought was a tag match, which was not. It was Bailey and Charlotte again, and Sasha gets involved, and Mella comes out to make the save. I thought Mella was busy with this, Brian.
No, she came out and made. I guess she's gonna be involved in that whole situation. Why are you playing this music, by the way?
Because this is where Mella has been.
Okay, but I don't think she was anywhere near the 24/7 title tonight.
She wasn't.
Okay.
24/7 title, unless I missed it, wasn't
No,
even on the
I
show.
did not see it. I did see Rob hand off the coronation to Baron Corbin. I don't know if anyone else noticed that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Daniel Price, Bailey from hugger to mugger. Okay.
It's a little aggressive. I don't know if they'll do that in a WWE Fox world. Maybe. I don't know.
All I know is I laughed like out loud, chortled today.
Excuse me, what?
One of my
Chortled?
friends. One of my friends posted and tagged me in a meme on Facebook of all places, and it was basically Sasha looking badass, Bailey lying on her back in the background, holding up 2 thumbs up, and it said, "When you're drunk, but you're still backing your friend up," or something way wittier than I just said. You remember it?
Yeah. I got what you're saying. But she had her thumbs up. Yeah, she's laying on the ground.
Anything on the board?
Well, Berto saying Bailey sucks booty right now. Not that she's ever been good, but come on, she's been good at one point or another.
See, she's not great on the mic.
Excuse me, what?
She's not great on the mic.
Neither are you speaking into it. What are you saying?
I said she's not great on the
there you
mic.
go. Okay. Yeah. DP saying Bailey actually made a heel move with
Like,
the run
kick your ass.
for
You're
the
acting
DQ.
like the angry elf.
Shocking. Excuse me, what? DP from Hugger from Mugger. Yeah, from Hugger to Stripper from Bang Bus. No.
Oh, sorry. Stike says it was Charlotte versus Sasha. My bad. What's the difference?
Yeah, come on. What did you say?
I've seen it somewhere. I said it was Charlotte versus Bailey again.
No. It was Charlotte versus Sasha.
Right?
DP Bailey. Thugs don't give hugs.
I like it. Next up, Eric Rowan is being interviewed by Michael Cole. Again, we had the backstage with Sasha and Bailey. Then later on the segment there, we have Eric Rowan backstage with Michael Cole. They show Daniel Bryan. They go back and forth to a lot of things, right? So,
well, recap city.
Right, but I'm saying he has the interview early in the show, and then he's out back again in front of the people in the main event. Last night had a lot of Seth and a lot of Fiend, or Bray, however you want to say it. Tonight had a lot of stories, not just one. It wasn't just like they did their Brock Kofi thing and that was it.
Well,
they didn't go back to that, but they teased the Sasha stuff, and then they teased here kind of all night. Eric Rowan says he wanted to scare the man. He wasn't trying to hurt Roman. He wanted to scare him. He made it seem, Brian, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they're not a tag team, him and Harper.
No, he made it clear that they
Don't
are.
ask me this question.
No.
Okay, but then they're both out there kicking Daniel Bryan's ass at the end of the night. Explain that to me.
Well, I thought you meant with him and Bryan.
No, I'm
You're
saying
talking about him and Harper?
Him and Harper. Remember, anything that Cole said about him, was met with "ask him or I'll kick your ass" kind of attitude.
I think he was just trying to put over the fact that he's kind of now on his own, or not on his own, but separated from Daniel Bryan, right? So he's talking about this is about himself. Don't ask questions about Luke Harper. Ask me fucking questions about me if you want to know anything.
2 guys came out with sheep masks 4 years ago.
Okay, so
They got repackaged as maskless versions of Kane.
Hammermen.
Yep, the shitty Hammermen.
Well,
And then
they were not shitty.
But then we get all excited, you especially, Brian, that Eric Rowan now wears metal shirts and comes out, and he kind of looks badass, and we don't see Harper for a while.
I'm a sucker for a Cannibal Corpse shirt, yes.
And then Harper shows up dressed just like him. A monomarth on his shirt, Cannibal Corpse on the other.
He looked like one of the Briscoe brothers.
My point being is
Luke Briscoe.
These two have never had a separate identity. Why does WWE, Brian, you got to answer this to me. Why do they keep going to this well?
I do not know. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. Oh, yeah, and DP is saying that he marked out for Rowan's enslaved shirt on Sunday. That's a good one. But going back to what you said, I don't know why they're not separating them. And to be honest, I don't know why they brought back Harper in the first place. I love him. I think it's great that he's on TV, but it's a little confusing because it seemed like he had one foot out the fucking door.
Or why not bring him back at the draft?
Right.
Why do you bring him back with Rowan? Separate them. Put them on different shows.
Maybe they thought the story needed it. Right? Maybe they were like, where the fuck do we go now? Like, Primate?
I'm beside myself. So now to make Harper and Rowan work again, they're going to put Roman and Daniel Bryan as their opposing team.
Plus, I think this is a way to turn Daniel Bryan also, right?
Well,
have him tag with Roman.
Do you think there's any chance of subterfuge here? I mean, they beat his ass tonight.
No.
That Daniel Bryan is actually still working.
No, because like you said, they're beating the shit out of him now. So,
be a good way to.
Like, you put him through a table.
Anytime you see those murder mystery movies and somebody gets shot, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm going to rule him out because he got shot. And then,
right.
Lo and behold, that's the culprit.
It was me. Yeah.
It was me all along.
No, I don't think that. I think they are going to go their separate ways. I think, I don't know. I don't think there's any way
I think
they
wrong.
get.
I think Daniel Bryan's still doing the work.
Do you think they get tied in with the Fiend at some point down the line and just fucking get the whole gang back together?
I hope not.
Me too.
I'll just be honest. Luke Harper was a former Intercontinental champ.
For a brief moment.
Brief moment while Rowan was injured initially.
Yeah.
And I thought he was very good wrestler, stood on his own, and people got behind him. Eric Rowan was a doofus who keeps injuring himself, in my mind. This is not accurate, Brian. This is just my perception. Until Harper showed up, I thought the last few weeks, the last month, Rowan really turned a corner, standing on his own, not being a heavy, almost like a Kevin Nash type of thing, breaking out on his own. And Harper coming in here is a setback for both men that I just don't know how they recover from, Brian. I'm just going to say that.
I don't think it's a setback. I think they've been in especially Rowan, he's been in a pretty good spotlights, on the fucking card for a few months now. Having goddamn Harper come back and just be like right in the picture with everything, I think that just elevates Harper.
He could do that and in his own storyline, just like
Rusev.
Rusev is re-debuting as the baby daddy from Maria Callas.
No, you're right.
He's coming out as a brand new thing.
That's a very good.
Luke Harper could come out completely separate from all Wyatts and stand on his own. Rowan right now, again, prior to Harper showing up, was programmed on his own.
Yeah.
And you force him back into a tag.
He should have just stayed with the Hammerman gimmick. Just bring out 2 hammers. Carry Rowan's hammer.
So
that sounded weird.
With a draft 2 weeks away, this is the Wyatts, the Bludgeon Brothers, the repackage, the whatever.
Maybe they'll split them up then.
Yeah, and Daniel Price agrees with me. He says, smoke and mirrors, they're lulling Reigns into a false sense of security.
I don't think so because they beat Daniel Bryan down.
But again, that's the best way for Roman to let his guard down, to let Daniel be his tag team partner, and then they wind up in a cell beating the ever-loving crap out of him 3-on-1. Mark, write that down.
I will not write it down.
Write that down.
No, I cannot write. I can type it.
I've been right a lot. Do you have anything else on this topic before we move on?
I do.
Or is the board? Anything from them?
I do not. No. Let's see. You already said about smoke and mirrors with Roman Harper and Daniel Bryan.
So you're going to read the only comment I read?
Christopher Steichleather is saying, well, Harper and Rowan still could get drafted to separate brands. Perhaps.
They could, but why bring them back for 2 weeks together?
Just to reintroduce Harper.
You
I
don't.
guess.
Everybody fucking knows him.
Do they, though, Adam?
They
do they?
They do, because according to Rob, our correspondent from Clash of
So
Champions,
he's your source.
they were booing, or not booing, they were giving This Is Boring chance to the Rowan-Roman match on Sunday, and then Harper showed up, and everybody lost their mind because he showed up. That's how excited they were to see him. He's been healthy since February. By the way, Brian, this is September. 7 months they kept him off TV, and now they break it.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Berto thinks that I'm Maria's baby's daddy.
You're fired.
I think it's time, Brian.
See, Shoji agrees. He thinks people forgot who Harper is. Good. Last time he saw him was at fucking Axis. Axis, Adam.
You good?
Oop, wrong
Yo
button.
soy bueno.
Next up, we had Sami and Knock versus Ali. Is this a one-off, or do you think that Ali is the next challenger? Because, I mean, quite honestly, he just got fucked over tonight. It wasn't really
Ali?
a match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't really a match, and the whole thing was just to kind of set up the whole KO running through the crowd. And
What do you think about Sami as Leo Rush? Like the Ginger Rush.
excuse me, Ginger Mahal.
That's what Sammy's doing now. He's totally doing the Leo Rush thing, except he's doing it for a guy who is a ESL candidate.
Yeah, but you could say that there's been other people in the past that have been talking during matches.
Not like that. The only
Alfonso blowing his
that
whistle.
was a whistle that he didn't talk. Mouth
what
of
about
the South would talk and then stop.
what about Xavier Woods and
Sami
his
Zayn
trombone?
never stops. Again, that's like the whistle. This is a nonstop talking. Like the commentators just stop because they're like, "Oh, Sammy's got this match. We don't need to speak."
I mean, I'd rather see him wrestle.
Yeah, not a fan of Sammy's Leo impression. Daniel
Have
Price
him go
says.
back to NXT. Have him go with KO.
I think
you know
that's
what?
the best idea. I think he could be a super heel down in NXT. I think those fans appreciate him and would appreciate him more. And even though I've argued that a lot of stuff is going to change, I think in NXT they are still doing tapings at Full Sail, and they would love to have Sammy.
Well, they'll love anything there.
But Sammy's a good talent for them.
Absolutely, yeah. I just want to see him fucking wrestle. That's all. I'm good.
All right. So if you're good, I'm good. Good. Flush and wipe. That was actually Sami knocking Ali. Maybe it'll go somewhere. I don't know. Next up was very, very intriguing and not so intriguing. We've done the storyline, Brian, before of a lawsuit. I'm going to sue you in WWE. We've never done a wrongful termination where we do all this. It felt very real right up to the point where he said, "Oh, yeah, and part of my deal if I win is that you're fired."
Yeah.
That made it completely a work to me. You know, like if you want to suspend disbelief, I think the average viewer might go, "Oh, he's really suing them." I mean, fuck. Ric Flair showed up tonight. He's suing them. You know, you're allowed on TV if you have an open
I don't
lawsuit.
know, man. I'm a little confused about where they're going with it. There's been all the rumors swirling.
They're
that he's
going to fire
NXT.
Shane.
They're going to fire Shane?
Yeah. When all is said and done, I'll just tell you where it's going to go, Brian. KO is going to sign a contract to drop the lawsuit in exchange for a match with Shane. Loser leaves town. Shane's going to lose.
Where's Shane go? Puerto Rico?
Goes back and hangs out with his family.
Does a loop in Mexico?
Gets his pot company off the ground.
Pot company?
You know about that, don't you?
Shane? What's it
Yeah.
called? Mac.
Well, he didn't give us any money. I'm not promoting it.
They can. Do they have CBD products?
I don't know. I called it when KO brought up being a referee and getting attacked. Stike says, "Yeah, you did, Stike." But I mean, that was, of course, kind of obvious. What I think was funnier, Stike, is KO on Twitter saying Becky should be fired now too because she attacked her.
She should be. She should be.
Soji says if Owen shows up on NXT tomorrow, why the fuck do this stupid promo? Again, I agree 100%, Soji.
And
Tonight, having this proved that he's not going to NXT.
First of all, KO is wearing yellow shoelaces, okay? And also Shane's envelope, you know what color it was? Or whatever the fuck the legal documents were? Yellow. NXT colors, brother. There you go. Conspiracy theory.
Berto says I'm done with Shane versus KO. So are we. I hoped that
Split 'em up.
I hoped that
Finish
the
it.
firing was sending KO. By the way, we were done with Miz and Shane before we were done with KO and Shane. Anybody with Shane. Shane is a cancer.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah.
he's been doing the same fucking shtick for how many years now since he came back?
Shane was great when his first run. Okay, you want to be the Mean Street Posse and have 3 wrestlers. Okay, the Mean Street Posse were wrestlers. Shane was not. It was fine. They went and took bumps, and he accompanied Big Show for a while. Which way did he go? You know, like all that stuff, Brian, and he had some matches here and there. He won a hardcore title. He had that great match with Angle and Blackman. Great. But Shane should not be in daily storylines.
No.
If he wanted to be the authority figure back when it was him and Daniel Bryan and he wasn't in the ring, you were okay with that, right?
Absolutely. If they just do something like I said, I've always been a fan of how they do it in NXT with William Regal, and he's just kind of he's there. Like everyone knows that he's kind of just this just always present like character on the show, but we don't always see him. But anytime anyone goes and sees him backstage, it's kind of like a bigger deal. Not seeing fucking Shane, it's toned down a little bit, but a few segments a show is just too much in my opinion.
Also, kind of like the percolator.
What do you mean?
You don't need to be involved.
No.
You just need to be there when it simmers. When the feud gets too far, you come out just like you said, like Regal.
Yeah, like reel him in a little bit, or just do whatever
And
you
you
have
go,
to do to
you know
further
what?
the story.
Since you two can't get along, and I can't keep your buddies out of it, we're gonna put you in a cage. Take over whatever.
Take over whatever. Where's that?
You know what I mean.
I know.
Are you good on here? Anything on the board?
I'm good. DP saying percolators make good coffee. That's very true. Justin Reside is saying Shane is the biggest elephant in the WWE room. I don't know about elephant.
Good. So years ago, Brian, when they had Money in the Bank briefcase, there would always be a guy that almost grabbed the case.
Sure.
And typically he would feud for a little bit afterwards with the guy who actually grabbed the case.
Okay.
Most memorable to me of this was Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
They fought over the briefcase for, I think, a couple months, maybe 6 weeks after Sandow won it, but before he cashed it in. If that is the case, that's what King of the Ring is here. Baron Corbin has won it, and Chad Gable ruins his coronation. Proving that it's not just going to be a one-off from them in the finals. They're going to do a little bit of a feud here. They're going to do a little bit of a rivalry. I thought the match was good. I hate saying that about Baron Corbin. I thought the match was good on Sunday.
I thought it was really good.
And I like the attack by Gable here.
It honestly, this, I don't want to say it elevates Gable because both guys were kind of, I don't know, I feel like they were on an even playing field. But after the match that they had last night, I thought it was fucking one of Corbin's best matches that he's had on the main roster. I can't think of anything else that was definitely better than that. I mean, they gave him some fucking time on there too.
Yeah, I mean, what's weird to me though, Brian, and I have no problem with this. This is just me being petty, probably. But we gave this time, what was it, a month ago, to Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him since.
He's been out of the tournament.
He put on every other loser in the tournament got to fight somebody else the following week.
Well, I think maybe they're just holding him off for I don't know,
the draft.
For the draft, exactly.
I hope maybe they were. Maybe they've pulled him off TV to test other people so that when the draft comes, they know where they want to go with this. I know that they don't like to tell talent. Good. I'm good on this. We kind of talked about it a lot last night.
The thing we were just talking about?
Yeah, so I'm sorry I didn't mean to move on without
okay.
you.
I'm good.
But King Corbin and Gable.
Like I said, awesome match. I'm excited that they're still going to continue this. I know you keep not complaining, but you complain about them just redoing things and just going back to the same story. But this one's not finished yet, so I have no fucking problem of Chad Gable attacking him and doing all that shit that he had to do tonight.
Right.
Especially crushing the goddamn his tiara or his crown. Not tiara. Is it? It looked like a tiara. It was very dainty.
Well, I think it looked dainty because of his bald head. You have it up there on the screen there. It just looks so weird because it's just so not fitting. And
Well, that picture is photoshopped to hell. I mean,
it is? That's not real?
No, look at it, man. Come on, that looks fake as fuck.
How do I know?
Use your goddamn eyes. Bang Boss on the board saying Gable versus Corbin was not better than Corbin, Ziggler, and Styles. Ooh, I'll have to rewatch that one. But hey, nothing against that match is still awesome. That to me, it was my favorite Baron Corbin match, and that's so weird to say. I never thought I'd be at the point in my life where I would say that, but fuck me, man.
Lastly, we have here Heavy Machinery and B Team.
One quick one before. I'm sorry.
Oh, from the board.
Shoji, on the board said, "Do you think that what they're doing with Gable is what they were planning to do with EC3 before EC3 got in trouble behind the scenes? Look how similar Gable looks to EC3."
Gable looks like a shrunken version on all levels and doesn't have that schnoz. You know, I don't know. I don't think EC3 was going to go to the finals and fight Baron Corbin.
No.
I don't know.
They've always been high on Gable ever since him and what's-his-face split.
Yeah. Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
They should have made Chad Gable beat Kurt Angle's son long ago. But
Well, what are you going to do?
So I got last one, Brian, there. I know you went backwards there, but Heavy Machinery and B Team.
Otis is wearing fucking trunks, which is great.
Yeah, especially when he's gyrating. That's great.
And Tucker lost some fucking weight. You notice that? He's looking slim. He's looking slim, and Dozer's looking big.
He's looking slim because
Doze
is hanging all out there.
He put on some weight, sir, for a time. As someone that fluctuates
but
myself.
if you stick me next to Dozer, it looks like I lost weight. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Well, you kind of do look like Dozer, actually.
Yeah. Well, fuck you.
We're gonna give you.
I had no better comeback for you, but fuck you. Oh, are we talking over your sound effects, Rob?
In the coming weeks
RJ
and
Black.
months, you will be seeing
He's not here.
Recorded live from the Wide Table Studios.
So
It's the Smarky Awards.
we have somebody on the Wide Table fan line, Brian, joining us.
No. Who?
Our one of our lieutenants from the board has called in. He's gonna do the awards with us, and then he's gonna do some trivia for us.
Really? Who do we got?
We got Rocky. What's going on, Rocky?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, we didn't prepare, so we didn't do like a sound check. So I just wanted to make sure. So we got 4 awards tonight, as we do on Tuesdays, Brian. Marked out. Well, that sucked. LOL and Pink Slip. Board, you play along with us. Bang Bus, that's not funny.
What did he say?
He says, put me and Otis next to each other. We're twins.
Oh.
I don't know about that. So marked out, well, that sucked. LOL Pink Slip. Brian, I know you always take good notes, so I'm going to go to you first.
Oh, my God, yes.
What was your marked out moment of the night?
You know what? I got to say, during the whole Gable thing, him coming out and him holding his own, and Corbin, after just winning the fucking King of the Ring last night, Gable actually was the one to me that looked that looked strong, right?
And that's what you need out of your face. And, him angry and attacking, you definitely earned that coin there. Rocky, what's your marked out award?
I gotta say, for tonight, I would agree with Brian as far as the trashing of the throne and the tiara, whatever you want to call it. My marked out of the weekend had to be when Luke Harper showed up at Clash. Being in the stands, it was definitely the loudest pop of the night.
Okay, since you brought that up, I don't know, you were listening a minute ago. I love Harper being back. No question. I want everybody to make sure they understand. I'm a fan of his. I'm excited to have him back. What I'm not excited is I feel like you were going somewhere with Rowan, singles. You had a chance to have Harper re-debut singles, and now they're back together in a third repackage. They're new.
I agree, Adam. I think saving him for the draft would have been a surprise, but it would have only been his picture on the screen. Definitely a surprise for him, just coming out of nowhere. We didn't really expect him to see him, and even when we saw it from where we were sitting, we could just see the back of his head giving the boot to Roman. And when he turned around, and then his picture showed up on the screen, that's when everyone realized it. And I don't think it translated well over the network, but inside the Spectrum Center, it was super loud.
Well, it's fair. It's fair. I just, again, with 2 weeks to the draft and whatever, and I mean, and especially Rowan going on tonight, but we're on awards. My marked out moment, believe it or not, is Kofi telling Big E and Xavier to leave. Not because of what it was, but because of what was underlying. You're protecting them. You're not just having Brock squash 3 people for no reason. I think that's a smart booking decision. I don't know if that's something to come, but I wanted to cite that. 3 awards to go. Brian, what's marked out on the board?
For Stike, it's going. Chad Gable going all 1993. Jerry Lawler on Corbin. Okay. Justin Reside, Gable kicking Corbin's ass. I can fucking wholeheartedly agree with that. That was awesome.
Yep.
And Bang Bus, Adam Dozovich wearing trunks. I mean, I'm sorry, Otis. Oh no, he wrote Adam.
No, he's poking fun.
I know. I'm just reading it.
Yeah.
And Shoji. Shoji's got an early one. I guess we'll kick it off for that.
No. He can go last.
He can go last.
Rocky's going to go first because he's on the board.
Right.
Rocky, well,
Fuck
that
me.
sucked. What's yours?
Tonight, I didn't really think anything sucked. I think last night the gender reveal is what sucked for me. It just didn't really make any sense.
I agree with you if you want to talk about real quick for a second on the gender reveal, but the payoff was worth it. Okay, you give us a red herring in Ricochet, which we all knew was a red herring.
Why?
But you get a match with him and Bennett because she said after they left the room that it was not him.
Fair enough.
So even if you didn't know, they explained it for even you, Brian. But then it leads to Rusev re-debuting. So while it wasn't great, the payoff was. So it's a glass half full situation there.
Again, I was watching the Jets fucking with their third string
How'd
quarterback.
Le'Veon Bell do? I mean, he's worth a lot of money, right? Good
Oh,
signing.
yeah. Oh, fucking, yeah. That's awesome.
So, well, that sucked for me is going to be Le'Veon Bell going to the Jets.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. I just wanted to poke fun at you there, so I wrote that down.
Thank you.
What's your will that sucked? And then we'll go to the board.
Yeah. Well, that sucked for me. Where's Alistair?
Good point. I don't know. Maybe they're keeping some guys off TV till
They're gonna re-debut him.
Yeah, or maybe he's hanging out with Mojo and catering.
Ooh, that was
it was loud. On the board, well, that sucked. $25 million lawsuit doesn't make sense to Justin. Yeah, but Justin, you got to realize, a wrongful termination suit, just to be, a little kayfabe, that does kind of make sense because that's what he could earn for the rest of his career. That's what you would sue in a wrongful termination suit. So that does kind of make sense. If he's making $3 million a year, 8 years, he's got on his career easy. It's not unheard of, is my point, Brian. It's not the crazy thing. Gotcha. Well, that sucks. Sasha and Bailey promo, good start, but bad delivery. Stike, I agree. I said it. I said the message was good. I thought the delivery was bad, and it made me wonder if they were scripted. Again, love the message. Did not like the delivery. Well, that stuck. New Day celebrating after 2/3 of them got beat on Sunday. Hey, they still got the big belt. What do they care? They're 6-time champs. They hold a record.
You got pancakes. They got trombones.
Well, that sucked the way they returned Rusev and Harper for Bang Bus. I liked Rusev's debut, despite it being attached to the birth announcement. At least
It's different.
It's different. You're doing something. There was build. There was foundations laid on storylines last night. Was it an amazing Raw? No.
And they didn't mention Lana, did they?
No.
Okay.
Which could get dicey.
Interesting.
LOL's up next. Brian? I'll let you start.
You know what? The easy one, low-hanging fruit. Otis wearing trunks. I love it.
That made you laugh?
That absolutely made us laugh. Made me laugh. I don't know about you. I'm not going to speak for you. I would never do that. Nor would I want to. But for me, yes. Fucking Otis wearing trunks.
Okay, sure. Oh, sorry. I meant to give you a point. Rocky.
Damn it.
LOL for you.
Yeah, my LOL is also Otis, not for the trunks, but just like when he was getting kicked in the stomach and he would sit there and shimmy and jiggle. That was like the most hilarious thing I saw all night.
Like a bowl full of jelly. Yeah, LOL. Man,
What do you have written, Adam? What's on your notes?
I didn't really have anything written because I didn't have anything that made me laugh tonight.
Nothing
so
made you laugh. There
guess
was
what?
nothing that made you laugh.
No,
You get nothing.
Yeah, buzz yourself.
I did. I'll do it again. LOL on the board.
No, something did.
Well, what did I laugh at?
Those new T-shirts.
Oh, I'm not promoting them. I'll promote our T-shirts at markedoutgear.com where you can go and save 10%.
Fucking A.
Marked out, all one word, the promo code. And also check out Collar and Elbow, Al Snow's brand. Again, same promo code, same percentage. LOL, Raw, Glenn Jacobs staying. I still got it. Soji. Yeah, that was last night, though. LOL, Otis for Justin. Otis reminding me of Chris Farley from Chippendales. DP says, yeah, the young crowd won't get that, though, but I agree. Corey Graves, sad face when he was holding a piece of the scepter. Corey, I'm over Corey Graves. Like,
You're over Corey
Bang
Graves.
Bus, CM Punk mentioning Colt Cabana and his pipe bomb. Wow, Bus, that's like 5 years old. I think he's on the wrong night.
Yeah.
Pink slip. Shane was out there. You know I'm giving it to him. Brian, what's yours?
Man, I hate doing it, but I got to agree with you. Shane.
Always Shane. Soji. No, not Soji. Rocky. Soji's already chiming on the board. Too many names that end in E.
Also, Shane, last night Becky Lynch said that she got $10,000 fine for hitting the ref on Sunday, and that's a completely disproportionate amount to what Kevin Owens got fined. So, and they didn't. And Kevin Owens definitely dropped the ball by not mentioning it tonight. So, but it could be what's in the yellow envelope.
It's like they don't even care to keep it like, oh well, we did this amount of fine here. We should be consistent. Nah, fuck it. Who's gonna pay attention to that? Well, Rocky's gonna pay attention to that. That's who.
Right.
All right, Brian, board.
Yeah.
Board's got some pink slips.
Pink slip for Justin Reside. Shane, enjoy your $25 million on top. Okay. Pink slip for Stike. Having Harper with Rowan, that bothers me more than Shane tonight.
It does.
Yeah, you can make that argument.
I'm right there with you, Stike.
Yeah, and for Shoji, Shane, Zayn, and Bailey, the heel hugger.
The heel hugger.
All three of them pink slips.
The thug mugger.
The thug mugger. That doesn't sound right.
DP says Shane, for the love of God, Shane. Guest host Rocky is here with us. Brian, guess what?
What's up?
And now it's time for a little marked out trivia.
Board, feel free to pray with us, Feel free to play with us. Podcast listeners, if you're driving, don't use a pen.
Don't use a pen.
Rocky, how many questions you got? You got a theme? What do you got for us tonight? I'm excited.
So I do have about 5, 6 questions here. Some of it's pertaining to things that I heard on Raw or SmackDown for the last couple of days, and things that tie into King of the Ring. Kind of topical, a little bit of old school trivia as well.
Awesome.
All right.
If it's WCW, I'm making wild guesses, FYI.
You have to turn your fucking phone off, Adam. Don't cheat.
I don't even have my phone. Look, I'll hold my hands up, Brian, the whole time.
The whole entire time.
Yeah. All right. Is this all play? Do we both try to guess buzz in, or are you asking us one at a time?
I'll ask it to you both, and you guys can answer at the same time. It's totally fine if you guys have the same answer. If you have different answers, that's cool. And then we'll just see whoever has the most points at the end of the question.
What I'll do, Rocky, is I'll give a 20-second timer here, like we used to, Brian, and we'll write down our answers.
We're going to write them down?
Yes, so that we can both potentially get it right or both potentially get it wrong.
Ooh, okay.
It's a great idea.
All right, Rocky, go ahead. Start us off with the first question.
All right. So Michael Cole last night on Monday Night Raw mentioned that Seth Rollins was the first ever NXT champion. Who did he beat to win it?
All right, I think
at the end of 20 seconds, if you've got nothing written down, I can give you multiple choice.
No,
I got something written down.
Oh, yeah, I have to write it down. Where's my fucking pen? All right, let's see. I'm going to say...
You got 2 seconds, Brian. All right, you ready, Brian?
Yeah.
I wrote Sami Zayn.
I wrote Bo Dallas.
Rocky, what is the answer?
I think we're
The
both wrong.
answer is Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal, really?
We suck.
Jinder Mahal. So
Kevin
Brian
would've
was
got that.
close because Bo Dallas was in that. It was a tournament, and the finals of that tournament was Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal. But Bo Dallas was in that tournament, as well as Drew McIntyre.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
Did not.
I like that.
forgot
Good question. What else?
All right. So if you watched the coronation of Baron Corbin tonight, you would have kept seeing the side of his face. I don't know why they kept doing the profile shot. But behind his right ear, it says Lobo, Lobo. What does it stand for?
I'm going to go funny since I don't know it. All right, Soji,
I have
since
something written down.
I
You
assume...
keep saying Shoji.
Or sorry, Rocky. Soji's on the board talking every time I do it. He said this DC hero. He's talking about Lobo the Bounty Hunter and just got in my head. Rocky, I have, because I assume you thought maybe it's an acronym, I wrote lesbian once, bi once.
What? I wrote college football team, but it could be a reference to Rebecca Lobo from the WNBA. She was in the inaugural
Liberty.
The New York Liberty, yes.
Connecticut champ.
Yeah, but was it? What is his? No, it wasn't his college football team, was it?
No, I think we're doing bad. What is the answer?
All right, DP on the board got it right. It means wolf. He's the lone wolf, and Lobo in Spanish means wolf.
Who are the Lobos? Isn't there a college team named the Lobos? Isn't that a fucking thing?
I remember in Pulp Fiction her name was Esmeralda Villalobos.
Villalobos.
All right, what's next?
All right, looks like it's 0-0 so far. I'm sure you guys will get this one right.
Let's hope.
So, Clash of Champions was in the Queen City this past Sunday. Charlotte Flair is from
True.
Charlotte, North Carolina. She went to Appalachian State University on a sports scholarship. What sport did she get a scholarship for?
Brian's not going to know this.
The fuck I am. Write your answer.
Soji, I have an inside track. I coached against her.
You can stop your timer. You can
Oh,
stop your
okay,
fucking,
stop my timer.
stop
What's your
timer,
answer,
give me-
Brian?
Volleyball.
Yeah, it's volleyball.
Yeah.
Volleyball is correct. That is the correct answer. All right.
She has
Very
the.
good.
I didn't know who she
has
was
the
when I
build,
could-
right? She has the tall, lanky. Isn't that? I mean, that's you're.
Yes,
You're a.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Ashley was a very
Yeah.
good volleyball player. Oh, New Mexico Lobos.
That's right.
Oh, you wrote that.
I
you
wrote that
jackass on the board.
exactly. Yeah.
All right, so we each got one. We're finally on the board.
Yes, you guys are finally on the board. So this next next question has a couple of different sub-questions below it.
Whoa.
You can do the first question will be worth 1 point, and the two follow-up questions will be worth a half a point each.
Okay.
All right, so the first question is, tonight we saw Heavy Machinery on SmackDown, giving it to the B team. Which tag team is heavier, the Natural Disaster or Heavy Machinery?
Okay. I don't need 20 seconds.
No.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
What's the next part?
Next part is, out of Tucker and Otis, which one is heavier?
All right.
Okay. Third question is whoever's closest to the answer, all right? The combined build weight of Natural Disasters and Heavy Machinery, how much is that?
Ooh.
So we're talking like Price is Right rules here?
Yeah, but if you go over, it's not a big deal. Whoever's closest.
Okay. All right, Brian, I'm ready.
Wait, let me write my number.
All right, Brian's got his answers. We're going to start with the first one. Brian, I wrote Natural Disasters.
I also wrote Natural Disasters. Yes.
Rocky?
That is correct. Natural Disasters is the heavier team.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, next question was who weighs more, Otis or Tucky? I wrote Otis.
Otis, of course.
Correct. That is correct. Otis is correct.
Tucker is he's looking slim these days.
Especially now, yeah. When you mentioned he was looking slim, and then this is the one that's gonna possibly decide the whole game, Brian.
Wait, I want to change my answer. I was just thinking about it. All right. I wrote some bullshit down.
You can't change your answer now. It's too late. Time is up. This isn't like renegotiation.
Yeah.
I wrote 1378.
Yeah, I wrote 958, which is way low.
Wow, that means they each weigh like 200 pounds. Low. Oh, wow, Brian. That's not even 300 each.
No.
I got to win this. What is the actual one?
Correct, Adam. The total combined weight of all 4 wrestlers is 1,501 pounds.
Oh, wait.
So I was only off
500.
by,
okay.
Yeah, so I was only off by 123. That's not bad. I was pretty close.
Yeah, I was only off by
bad at all.
6,000 or 600 rather.
Yeah, so I'll read them out to you. So Earthquake was billed at 468. Typhoon was billed at 383 for a total of 851.
What about Tugboat Tom?
I'm sorry.
Never mind. I'm just being smart.
Tugboat Tom?
Yeah, wasn't Tugboat Tom and Typhoon the same dude?
Yeah, Tugboat and Typhoon, same guy, yeah. And Shockmaster.
Yeah.
So Tucky is billed at 320 pounds. Otis is billed at 330 pounds, which I found quite interesting, for a total of 650. So 851 and 650 is 1501.
Yeah, I love Tucker's, I love Dozovich's dad in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. What is there any more questions, or did I win with that one?
No, I had a question that somebody stooged off during You Good, which was who did Brock Lesnar face at Beast in the East, which is a Japanese pay-per-view on the network, and that was Kofi Kingston. But I do have 2 other questions here. So
do it. I'm up by 1, Brian.
All right.
Whatever.
These are King of the Ring based questions.
Sweet.
Who did Brock Lesnar beat to win King of the Ring in 2002?
Who did Brock beat to win King of the Ring?
I'm going to write my answer. Don't copy my paper. You're looking at the board. Stop typing.
I did look at the board, but I'm going with the answer I thought before I looked at the board.
Okay.
I know it's not right, but I put Edge.
I also put Edge.
And I thought maybe it was Jeff Hardy, but I think the board might be right. They're saying Van Dam. Rocky, what is it?
Yes, it's Rob Van Dam. Yeah, so Jeff Hardy actually was the first TV match for Brock Lesnar. Brock
that
Lesnar
I remember.
won.
And then the first pay-per-view, he fought the Hardys in a handicap.
So the question was, who did Brock Lesnar first beat on TV? And the answer was Jeff Hardy. But yes, for the King of the Ring 2002, Brock Lesnar beat Rob Van Dam.
Damn it.
All right. So what's the score right now that you have?
Adam's up by 1.
I'm up by 1.
That's okay. So I can tie it, but I can live with myself with that. I cannot be defeated by him.
Okay. So I have, I guess there's you, and I actually technically I have 2 questions left because I just thought of one. So I guess I'll.
It's fine. We don't have much dirt sheet to do tonight, so this is probably toward the end of our show. So.
All right. Cool. All right. Who is the only person to have ever won King of the Ring back-to-back?
Oh. Mabel, Brian. Write down Mabel.
No.
Mr. Ass. Write down Mr. Ass. Brian, your time's up. Write something down, or you're not going to get any points.
Yeah.
All right, Rocky. I'm gonna tell you my answer first, but I'm waiting for Brian to make sure he writes something down.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I wrote Bret Hart. What do you got, Brian?
I wrote The Rock. I scrambled. I know that's not right.
Rocky?
That's not right.
Yeah, it is Bret the Hitman Hart. That's right.
Please, listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
He didn't win it.
He won it twice.
Heyman? That wasn't Bret Hart.
Shut up,
That was
Brian.
very
You're such a
misleading.
sore loser.
That was a very misleading fucking soundbite.
I'm up by 2, but we can do one more question
Sure.
if Rocky's got one, just to embarrass you
Yeah,
further.
double or nothing.
There's no double or nothing.
For sure. Yeah, just a little background on the Bret Hart wins back to back. It was 91 and 93. There was no tournament in 92. So this last question has to do with the King of the Ring that was before the first Bret Hart win. So there was former tag team champions faced off in the final of a King of the Ring tournament. If you can remember the tag team or the winner of that King of the Ring, you would definitely win that question because that's a hard question.
All right, so we got to name the tag team and the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Ten seconds, Brian. Brian wrote down the Ascension.
Conor versus Victor.
All right, Brian, what's your answer?
It wasn't Brett versus Owen, was it? No. Was it?
No. You're terrible. I wrote the Rockers, HBK versus Marty Jannetty, as my guess.
That's not right.
Not 90.
No, not right because Shawn Michaels never won King of the Ring, and Marty Jannetty. We'll just stop there. So the tag team was Strike Force. Strike Force was Tito Santana and Rick Martel, and Tito Santana actually won that King of the Ring before Bret Hart won his first one.
I forgot about Martel and Santana
Strike
because
Force.
Martel was always a heel, Santana was always a face. I forgot they were a team.
Man, oh man.
Well, Brian,
That's okay.
You lost, but
That's
don't
okay.
worry. You know what I get?
What?
You get nothing.
Oh.
You lose. Good day, sir.
So, Rocky, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Rocky.
I enjoy that. I always like trivia, and especially one that Rob can't rig.
That's true.
know.
That I can get behind.
Right? He's always cheating.
He is.
And gives himself like a bazillion coins for nothing. He's like, oh,
Right.
I said something. Here's
Gives
a
himself
Roddy.
This is fucking Roderick Roddy. Strong.
I approve this method.
Oh, yeah. By the way, with only 2 shows left, this is the end of the show where we potentially just shit on the executive producer, a.k.a. Roddy Rob.
Well, no, actually, I would like to deflect and actually shit on you for having the show canceled.
Oh.
So there is that.
Yeah.
that elephant in the
you're
room.
going to that well a little too often.
No, sir. No, you're still doing it after fucking 2.5 years or whatever the fuck it was. The takedown.
The takedown. It was
Yeah.
taken down,
No,
Brian.
it was my decision to have that taken down, sir.
No, it was
I was
not
getting
your
my
decision.
fucking.
Check
That was when I was
the
making my
tape.
transition as a bionic man, having metal hips or titanium, whatever the fuck they are. I think they might be plastic.
Brian, for the love of God, will you just let me and my brother eat lunch?
Good Lord, man.
Yeah, well, you know.
One more time as we get final thoughts ready. Board, get your final thoughts. Real quickly, again, we have one more Tuesday show. We're probably going to do 2 Friday shows. We're going to cover the premiere, and we're going to cover the draft. But after that, we will be it should be B squared, not Bull Buchanan on the screen. But after that, we're going to be on Wednesdays covering NXT and AEW Elite, whatever they're calling their show.
NXT and NXT and All Elite.
And then on Mondays, we'll be covering SmackDown from Friday, and we'll be covering Raw from Monday. You'll get your normal cast of characters. We're going to try and rotate in some new hosts, maybe get Rocky in studio if we can. Try and get some just new flavor to replace. I mean, we haven't had Medine, Kevin, Stevie.
As Mac would say on
Kiera.
Sunny, we run with a very thin bench.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what he says?
Actually, since you mentioned that,
Yeah.
for those Sunny fans out there, when they look at their cell phones and they're looking for contacts, and he's like, I have 2 people in my
I
phone.
think you have me, Brody,
I have you and Rhodey. That's
Kiara.
it. No, I don't. Kiara is an unknown number. It
That's
comes
true.
up, and I go wrong
you,
thread.
Bob.
Yeah. Again, wrong thread.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. It's not worth saving their name.
Bangbus says fly him out. Well, we could, but
Bangbus can't fly out. He's
Will our intern-
remember he just graduated high school. Sorry.
that's true.
You got to at least be 21, bud.
Yeah.
Not fly. Although, do we get a good rate if we, book a minor on a flight?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe it's cheaper. If it's cheaper, maybe you'll get the Jews' attention. Rocky, do it with Rob. Trivia on Monday. Soji's saying, sure.
Yeah, right.
That's up to Rocky, of course. So what does Brian think about Sasha trying to sue the fan that grabbed her ass?
Yeah, did you see that?
Little
There
dirt
was
sheet. I did see that. I saw that the camera moved away, and it looked like Becky did something to the fan.
How did Becky do anything? What do you mean?
Like the way the guy swings for Sasha's ass or grabs it, I can't tell. But
he kind of just stuck his arm out and he kind of groped her a little bit.
But the camera follows Sasha, and if you watch, Becky's no longer on Sasha. She turns to the fan. I don't know if she said something, if she pushed him, if she gave a little verbal abuse, but there is no camera on her. And then it cuts back, and you see her turn back towards Sasha.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she just yelled at the fucking dude or whatever.
She at least called him out.
Yeah.
That's fucking vile. Is what I'll say to it.
Yeah, someone mentioned it earlier, but it happened in Mexico to fucking Scarlett Bordeaux. She was kind of ringside, and someone did a dive, and I think she might have actually, and the fans she kind of backed up into the fans, and some dude kind of put his arm around her, and it was.
Incidental contact
this is
on a shoulder is very different from grabbing someone's anatomy.
His arm around her from the back, like she couldn't
like a
see.
sleeper hold or something.
Kinda, yeah.
That's different. But now how do you prove this, Brian? Just to talk about this, how do you prove that this wasn't an inadvertent accident? The guy has his camera or his phone camera on in the other hand. It could have been an incidental just accident. It could have been completely malicious. How do you find out the details of something like that? Because you have to prove intent here. I know Sasha's going to try and make a point, but unfortunately, I don't think you have to prove the guilt here. And if he gets up on the stand and goes, I had my hand out there, she went over the thing, it was an incidental contact. I'm not saying that that's actually the case,
right.
Brian. I'm not trying to defend this guy or give him a pass.
You're victim shaming or victim blaming.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm saying I'm trying to identify the problem. A court will not convict this just because of the way the laws are written. And I'm not saying I disagree with the way the laws are written. Burden of proof in any case is on a prosecutor,
I'll
not
tell you
the
who
defense.
will. Fucking Judge Judy. She would not stand for this.
Nobody would stand for this. This in a moral court, Brian. This is a cut and dry case.
Where's Judge Mills Lane?
Can we agree with that in a moral court?
Yeah, sure.
In a moral court, this is not up for debate.
You're saying an moral court, not immoral court.
In a moral court,
there
yes.
You go.
It's not up for debate.
No.
But here, I mean, if you're going to sue this guy and take all his money, you better make sure he's guilty. And I don't think there's enough proof to prove that he's guilty.
So I think that where this also stems from is that it was on a comment of one of the pictures, and Sasha Banks just said, "I'm suing." Now, who knows if she's actually being serious or not, or if...
Yeah, I'm sure she's not.
I think so.
Well, I mean, maybe she's serious that she wants to. She has no case.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying. I'm not justifying or defending. I'm just saying legally she has nothing to go on. Final thoughts here. We've wanted wars back. Rocky, I'm sure you wanted it too. We wanted a war to come back that would light a fire under Vince's ass and kind of get him to do something. I see Eric Bischoff tweeting all the time from his writing room in New York City, talking about how happy he is right now, and it's the best writing situation he's ever had. Rob, more than me, but I agree with him a lot, keeps pointing out the Paul Heyman subtleties. I think, Brian, you've even latched onto some of those and pointed them out to us.
Totally.
Things that, are showing Heyman's thumbprint.
Well,
I'm still
last night, right? Was all Heyman. Okay.
I'm still not drinking the Kool-Aid, not because you haven't convinced me, because you have with 2 shows, but you haven't convinced me enough to think that the next 6 months are going to be amazing. Is that fair, Rocky?
I think that's fair. From the last, say, week or two up until this weekend and even these last 2 nights, it's gotten better. I find myself fast-forwarding less and actually trying to catch the parts where I think it is getting more interesting, shining a light on new faces and bringing back talent that we've been wanting to see. So I think there is a better pulse from Heyman and Bischoff. So obviously that's due to AEW. So definitely the wars are not just between 2, but I think all 4 brands are going to step up their game.
Now, a lot of the camp and a lot of the rumors, a lot of the dirt sheets I read, and obviously not dirt sheet. WWE announced part of this, but NXT is not part of this draft, Rocky. So they are going to get 205 Live guys, NXT UK people coming in to help fill out their roster, whether it's temporary, full-time. To some degree, the talent doesn't even know if they're going to get called up, where they're going next, who's doing what. But there's no question, Brian, this is an interesting time.
It's definitely interesting. We're in a weird limbo where there's just a few more weeks where things are really going to kind of, I don't know, take off.
Are you worried about an oversaturation, or is that
no?
There's no
absolutely
such
not.
thing.
No such thing. It will be interesting to see how we're going to juggle watching two shows in the same night.
2 TVs, 2 games of you good.
Yeah, I have 2 fucking eyes. I can't like Steve Buscemi the whole fucking.
Yeah, you guys with your 2 sets of or 1 set of eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're a dad, you got to have them in the back of your head too. Final thoughts on the board. That was not me touching Sasha's ass. Bang Bus already putting out
I don't
his
believe
alibi.
It. I don't believe it.
Final thoughts for DP. You're better than this one, but I'll read it anyway. Change the name of the WWE title to Patty Hearst because Brock's going to hold it hostage. No. On Fox, I bet Brock does not hold it hostage. I bet Brock gets out there. If he's the champ, I bet she's out there a lot. Final thoughts for Soji. WWE is throwing the build-up to SmackDown on Fox too fast. That the premiere on Fox could be a letdown because we might expect too much. I don't think they've promised us anything really except for this championship match, right, Brian?
For Hell in a Cell?
No, for the premiere.
Oh, for the premiere, yeah, that's it. I believe they have a lot of legends kind of set up to kind of make cameos and all that stuff.
Yeah, Soji, you
Like,
might be
I think-
getting confused with NXT. NXT has thrown together some championship matches.
Like, I think Hogan's going to be there. They've got, I think Sting. Sting is one of the guys I think they're promoting that's going to be there.
Okay, now you're losing me, Brian.
Why?
Because
Dude, they're just throwing all their fucking names that they have. I bet fucking Undertaker will be there. Didn't they already say that he's going to be there? I think they said Mills Lane is going to be there.
my point is not I don't
know,
bring all
Patty.
these legends out.
Speaking of, didn't we talk about Bang Bros is trying to put a bid on the Miami Heat's?
I still can't figure out if that's real, hoax, fake.
It's absolutely real.
It is
breaking dirt sheet. Even though I think this happened a couple days ago. Yeah, they put in a bid for $10 million for the Miami NBA's arena to be the Bang Bros Center.
Yeah, it's the American Airlines Arena, and they want to call it the BBC.
The BB's. Jesus Christ! Wow.
Bangba says Patty Hearst sounds like a porn star Brian would know. Bangba is saying that to you, Brian.
Familiar to me, no.
Calling you out.
No, why would I know that? No.
Where's my shirt, Brian? Other people's shirts are on their way.
Hey,
Why?
you got to talk to the intern.
I bought my
told
elite shirt
I-
first,
I know, and I told
and
him.
everybody
I told Rob
else's.
that.
I looked at it. Everybody else's is shipped.
I told Rob that. I told our intern that something is up with the shipping, but it's already handled, and I believe I don't know about yours, Adam, but what's his face is on its way.
Bangbus has a good point. Where
What?
the fuck was Sting on SmackDown? Give me MVP, Mr. Kennedy, or people who actually did a thing on SmackDown. What do you want? Eddie, Chris Benoit?
Yeah. Mills Lane. Who else?
Why do you keep going to Mills Lane just because you put him on the screen? It wasn't funny then. It's not going to be funny now.
Mills Lane was actually very funny. Have you ever watched his show? I've been watching a lot of.
I watched his boxing matches.
The Hot Bench. That's a good one.
Was that on Showtime?
No.
Wouldn't you love to see like Judge Earl Hebner?
Yes.
Yes. I would like to see that before dead Earl Hebner because AEW. I'm surprised he can get up and down the count
What do you mean,
pins.
man? He looks good.
He
Have Brian be his
everybody
fucking
else. Okay,
bailiff.
Gene is. Everybody else from his era is gone or about to be. Look
That's
at
not true.
Fink.
That's not true. Well, okay.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. I hate to say it, but it's absolutely true. We've gotten off the tangent here.
It's okay.
Next week, last Tuesday night, we're shutting it down on Tuesdays.
Well, you
No
are.
more.
Adam is.
Man, your material sucks tonight.
I'm sorry, man. It's not
Rocky,
material. It's true. It's the
Rocky,
truth.
do you have wit? I need somebody witty here.
It's the truth.
Brian's turned into Kevin somehow.
Oh no, I'm not talking about gender.
You're giving me the same. I know you are, but what am I? Kind of like fucking rhetoric.
Now you know how it feels. Oh, the takedown. Whoa. That's what you sound like.
It was taken down. You
Look at
named your show Takedown, and it was taken down. Why can't I point that out? That's funny.
Because it wasn't taken down.
That's funny.
It was discontinued.
If my show was Smarked Down, that would be funny. But my show is just not going to air anymore.
Yeah. Not okay.
Did
So
you guys figure out what you're going to call the Wednesday show?
that's a very good question, Rocky.
As of our press
let's
release,
not say anything. It'll be a surprise.
We have
It'll be a surprise. We don't
not
have any,
announced it.
We have no official names, so we're not going to throw anything out there.
Yes.
But no, to answer your question honestly, no, we have not come to terms on a name.
We have not been able to agree, the three of us. We have names we like. We have not been able to agree on one. So
I'll put it up on a Twitter poll. Let the lieutenant decide.
That's true. He's got a good point right there.
Are all the lieutenants on Twitter following us?
I think so. I mean, we could do something on Instagram too. We only have less than 24 hours.
If you want to come back and do some trivia, any other lieutenants out there that want to come on the show, shoot us a message on Twitter in the DMs. We'll have you call in. You can give us a trivia game, something like that. Just remember, though, we are assholes. If your game sucks, we could very easily just say that the phone line broke and you got disconnected. So make it count. Rocky came correct. I enjoyed that tonight. No angry elf rigging, Brian.
No, everything
that was
went smoothly.
special.
Yeah, this was great.
We always like that. Come back. See us on Monday. Come back for the final Smarkdown on Tuesdays. We'll catch you tomorrow, Brian, for the NXT Reaction premiere. Tune in next time. Same Smart time. Same Smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Markedout Podcast is produced and edited by eRecord Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Oh man, I have no idea what's going on.